Hey friend, welcome to the Self-Care Isn't Selfish podcast. I'm your host, Emily Nichols. I'm a self-care coach who is on a mission to help you get your body and mind fit through simple and sustainable self-care habits. And I get it. I'm a busy working boy mom who used to feel like a hot mess all the time until I found a solution, my own self-care routine. And friend, I want that for you too. Join us each week to hear attainable self-care tips for all areas of your life from my amazing guests or Quickie episodes with me, sharing my own experiences and professional wellness knowledge. After each episode, you'll leave with an action plan to start making self-care a priority in your life and get your body and mind fit. So grab a cup of coffee, glass of wine, or your favorite sparkling water, and let's do this. You're listening to episode 81 of the Self-Care Isn't Selfish podcast. Welcome back, friend. I'm so glad you're here. I know I say that every week, but really I am so thankful that you're here, and I hope you're gaining a lot of really great inspiration on how to really take care of you and fill up your cup. So hey, join me over in my free Facebook group if you haven't already. There's a link in the show notes for you. We have an action plan, like a worksheet, every Thursday that I post, and you can go to the units within the Facebook group and get all of the other weekly workshops and worksheets that I post. This is helping you take action in regards to your own self-care routine. I don't want you just to listen to this and feel inspired. I want you to take action. So head over there now today, and you can also check out how to subscribe to my newsletter where I send a weekly love letter to you from me. Promise not to spam, just once a week. That's it. And you can get some bonus self-care tips from me there and be the first to hear about new and upcoming adventures I am going on that I want you to go on with me. So let's get into today's Quickie episode. We're talking about creating the future life you want. And a lot of times these episodes, the inspiration come from whatever I'm going through at the moment and thinking about, I think another woman could probably hear this or find this useful. So I'm going to be sharing 5 tips with you today for creating the future life you want. And, you hear a lot about people saying manifesting your future, creating your future. I think that is so important to be thinking about what you want your future self and your future life to look like. But again, we need to take action in regards to that. So these 5 tips are going to help you do just that. So grab a pen and paper and let's take some notes and talk about these 5 tips. Number 1, to be forward thinking, you need to not just think about it in your head, you need to write it down. So journal what your future life looks like. It could be, I wake up every day in the mountains and I get to go snow skiing or hiking down these beautiful trails. My kids are happy and healthy. We have the type of freedom we want to financially. My husband is, living his best life. He finally ran the Boston Marathon. All these other things, you can include your loved ones in there too and what they're doing as well. I think writing it down, we've talked about this on the show before, is such a powerful tool to make something a little bit more real. Kind of think of it like this. When you have a to-do list or a grocery list and you go to the store, if you go to the store and you just have it in your head, more than likely you're going to forget something. But if you have it written down, you are more than likely to be able to not forget that, be able to cross it off your list and make it happen. Or if you're like me, every once in a while, I always forget that one thing I need. That's so annoying. But anyways, write it down. Number 2, I heard this tip a couple months ago and I love it. And I have recently done it for myself. It's a bit awkward, but it's so powerful. So everything that I just said, you're journaling what your forward thinking, your future self and future life is going to look like. Record yourself. You can just open up like your Keynote on your iPhone. Record yourself however you can, whatever device you have. Record yourself talking about what that future life looks like and listen to it every morning. I know listening to your own voice is not always fun. Trust me. Hello. I don't even listen to all my podcast episodes all the way through sometimes because I hear it so much editing and talking with folks and whatnot. And, it's annoying hearing your own voice. But on the other hand, it's so powerful to hear from you, to hear your own voice saying what your future life looks like. It's going to become more believable. So listen to that every morning. Listen to yourself after you record yourself. And of course, you can always change it as you're moving along. Number 3. Write down these affirmations or short little snippets or information about what your future life looks like, and write it down on little sticky notes and stick it in places you would see it really often. So your bathroom mirror, on your dashboard, in your car, maybe on your planner. There's a lot, maybe in the refrigerator. That's where I spend a lot of my time, honestly. So yeah, in the fridge is a really good place. But the more you're seeing these little hints from yourself about what your future life is going to look like, the more you're able to make that a reality someday. Okay. Number 4, you got to actually take action. Okay, it's really great to think of all these things, to use, the sticky note and the recording your voice strategy. This is all super useful. And the more you're able to layer on habits like that, the more likely these things are going to happen. You'll believe they're going to happen. But you got to have an action plan. You just can't sit around waiting for it to happen. Okay, so make a plan of action, write it down. You can even include your plan of action in your recording for yourself of what you're going to do to help yourself get down further to what that future self and future life is going to look like for you and your loved ones. And number 5, this is probably the most important one. Pray over it. Ask God for what you want. Okay, He wants you to be happy and living a joyful life. So you can pray about it. If it's for you, if it's meant for you, God will put it your way. Live a wonderful, joyful life, living in a way that you're serving others. And in the end, God will reward you for that. It may be in His own timing, which I've learned over time. Sometimes I don't get what I want when I want it. That's a lot of other things in life too. But I think praying over it and actually, calling out to God and asking Him to help you get to where you want to be and why you want to be there, and trusting Him that maybe if that's not the right path for you, He's going to lead you down the right path. I never would have thought 10 years ago I would be doing this podcast and doing what I love every day, which is teaching women to put their oxygen masks on first by moving their body and fueling their body with nutrition and fueling their mind with personal development. But here we are. It's where God has led me down my path. So gang, I hope those 5 tips are useful. This is a short quickie episode, so you can always rewind back and listen to it again. Take some notes if you didn't have a chance to catch all this, or if you're driving in your car. That's my favorite place to listen to podcasts. I know I have to pull over a lot of times or take a voice memo once I get home or pulled over somewhere of some notes so I don't forget it. But this is really important because you can create the future life you want. You can build up these habits that I mentioned to you today to be able to visualize and see and believe what your future life is going to be. And you deserve that. You absolutely do. So if you love today's show, I would love it if you would leave a rating and review and give me a follow on Instagram at EmilyNichols22 so you can get a behind the scenes look at what we're doing over there and some further inspiration. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, join me over in my free Facebook group. We'll be talking about future casting a little bit more within our group this week, and manifesting, creating, praying over your future life and what you deserve in your life. So gang, thank you again for listening. And remember, self-care isn't selfish. See you next week.